हेलो फ्रेंड्स। आज हम रीड करने वाले हैं हॉरर वर्ल्ड हॉरर फेमस स्टोरीज। हाँ जी, वर्ल्ड फेमस हॉरर स्टोरीज। मतलब ये हमारा आज फर्स्ट पार्ट है और इस पर ये फेमस स्टोरीज पर अलग अलग पार्ट्स आते रहेंगे। उससे जब तक हम ये बुक स्टार्ट करें पढ़ने उससे पहले प्लीज़ 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 मैं बता दूँ कि हम हैप्पी होली आपको। जी हैप्पी होली 2024। 22 मार्च 2024 यह वो दिन है जिस दिन हम होली मनाने वाले हैं। सो हैप्पी होली फ्रेंड्स,
हैप्पी होली।
सो लेट्स नाउ स्टार्ट अवर कंटेंट मीन्स हमारी रीडिंग स्टार्ट करते हैं। वर्ल्ड फेमस हॉरर स्टोरीज। हाँ, so let's start. The Body Snatcher. Every night in the year, four of us sat in small parker of George at Debenham, the undertaker, and the landlord and fetus, and myself. Sometimes there would be more, but blow high, blow low, come rain or snow or frost. We four would be each planted in his own particular armchair. Fetus was an old drunken Scotch, a man of education, obviously, and man of some property since he lived in idleness. He had come to Debenham years ago, while still young and by a mere continuance of living had grown to be an adopted townsman. His blue camlet cloak was a local antiquity, like the church spire. His place in the parlor at the church, his absence from church, his old, crapulous, disreputable vices were all things of course in Debenham. He had some vague radical opinions and some fleeting infidelities, which he would now and again set forth and emphasize with tottering slaps upon the table. He drank rum 5 glasses regularly every evening, and for greater portion of his nightly visit to the George sat with his glass in his right hand, in a state of mechanically alcoholic saturation. We called him the doctor, for he was supposed to have some special knowledge of medicine and had been known upon a pinch to get a fracture or reduce a dislocation. But beyond these slight particulars, we had no knowledge of his character and antecedents. One dark winter night, it had struck 9 some time before. The landlord joined us. There was a sick man in the church. A great neighboring proprietor suddenly struck down with apoplexy on his way to Parliament, and the great man's still greater London doctor had been telegraphed to his bedside. It was the first time that such a thing had happened in Debenham, for the railway was but newly open, and we were all proportionately moved by the occurrence. "He's come," said the landlord after he had filled and lighted his pipe. "He?" said I. "Who?" "Not the doctor himself," replied our host. "What is his name?" "Dr. Macfarlane," said the landlord. "Fits," was for through his third tumbler stupidly flooded, now nodding over, now staring mazily around him. But at Macr but at the last word he seemed to awaken and repeated the name MacFarlane twice, quietly enough the first time, but with sudden emotion at the second. Yes, said the landlord. That's his name, Dr. Wolf McFarlane. Fittis became instantly sober. His eyes awoke. His voice became clear, loud, and steady. His language forcible and earnest. We were all startled by the transformation, as if a man had risen from the dead. I beg your pardon, he said. I am afraid. I have not been paying much attention to your talk. Who is this wolf, McFarlane? And then he had heard the landlord out. It cannot be, it cannot be, he added. And yet I would like well to see him face to face. Do you know him, doctor? Asked the undertaker with a gasp. God forbid, was the reply. And yet the name is a strange one. It were too much to fancy to tell me, landlord, is he old? Well, said the host, he is not a young man, to be sure, and his hair is white, but he looks younger than you. He is older, though years older, but with a slap upon the table. It's the rum you see in my face, rum and sin. This man perhaps may have an easy conscience and a good digestion. Conscience, hear me, speak. You would think I was some good, old, decent Christian, would you not? But no, not. I never canted. Voltaire might have canted if he stood in my shoes, but the brains with a rattling Philip on his bald head. The brains were clear and active. I saw and made no deductions. सो फ्रेंड्स, आज के लिए बस इतना ही, क्योंकि लिए मैं अगर रीड करते जाऊंगा तो क्या पता आप बोर हो सकते हो, इसलिए इसके मैं पार्ट्स बनाते रहूँगा। और हाँ, ये स्टोरी तो कंप्लीट होकर ही रहेगी। सो बाय।